absolutely ridiculous. A ridiculous way to start the show. Like,
Hello, everyone. Why is it ridiculous?
it was already like skipping or whatever. So I hope that we don't
Oh,
lag. Hope you guys can hear us, see us. But welcome to the show.
welcome, everyone. I hope to goodness that I'm not going to be like it was last time. But you know what? We're moving along from that. It wasn't, I'm not even going to speak that into existence. This is going to be a seamless Wi-Fi connection sort of deal tonight. So, welcome, everyone, to Those2Sistas live Thursday night. Oh, that just reminded me of another topic that I wanted to cover, but I might bring it up later. So anyway, how was your week? I haven't seen you since Thanksgiving.
So my week was great. Ever since Thanksgiving, which was fun, so much fun, by the way. Everyone loves our reel. Did you see what I sent you?
Oh my gosh, I did see
which is so crazy because I was like, look how silly I look. But I guess everybody looks at this, so it was like that when
everybody looks at themselves, and I'm gonna tell you some things about myself. But yeah, everybody. It seems like it was popular. I thought it was really cool. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead and say what you have to say about that.
I was gonna say I thought it was really cool when I thought about it because it's like, I'm gonna sound so old. But like, the kids, they love to do their TikToks.
Hey Monique, hey Kamisha.
Hey Kamisha, hey Monique. And I just thought it was cool because like when I look at TikToks and people are doing stuff like with their parents or whatever, I think it's really nice. And I was happy to be a part of it. I was like, oh look, he's he obviously looks really smooth and put together. And then he's got these buzzers in the back. I'm just talking about myself and James. Just like trying to keep up. And I thought it was cool because it was one of those things that's like, it was something we could do together. And I actually had a great time. As many times as we shot it, I was having a good time.
I know you didn't care about as many times as we shot it because you guys are the same in that way. Y'all were standing in front of the camera every time we did this like at least 17 times. We did it before we posted it. And her and my nephew,
somebody kept messing up.
Her and my nephew, her and my son, her nephew, were just standing there at the camera looking, oh yeah, and then they would turn around and be like, okay, and he would say whatever he needed people to do. I was like, that is my sister right there. But
producer and executive director.
So we do have to do more of those. But Kamisha be doing some on TikTok too. I feel like I just need to like learn how to do the TikTok. And not be like, oh, what's going on with that tick? So let me tell you about my week though, because that Thanksgiving kind of like pumped me up or whatever. And I forgot that like all the desserts we had or whatever, that food was good and everything.
Oh my gosh,
but I was just like, you know what, I have to do more. You know what I'm saying? Than what I'm doing now. And I was like, listening to David Shands or whatever. And he always is talking about you have to do more. And there's always something that you can fix, right? Or it's always something that could stand to be worked on. So I've just been intentional about, planning out my day this week. I did like an accountability call every day this week in the morning at 7:45. You know how hard that was for me to be able to get up to be ready to do that, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but I did it and I got a lot out of it. And so like, I'm really, really excited because I kind of feel like I got my little motivation back. But anyway, so that's how my week was. Everything is copacetic for now. How about y'all? What was y'all doing?
Everything's good. Actually, so funny because I've been on some accountability stuff myself too. And just we had this conversation like maybe a couple months back, but just I'm going to revisit the idea that like authenticity and why would you ever try to do something or please somebody or you know what I'm saying? And take it with a grain of salt because you have to yourself. Yeah, people should take everything with a grain of salt because we're just sharing ideas. But my thinking, you got to keep your job. You can't go to your job, and if you don't like your boss, tell your boss how you feel about them. But I just happen to like my boss, so but I feel like if you're not being yourself, then you're cheating yourself. Like you're living a shell of your life. And it's just really, something that is so prevalent to me after these past few days. So I'm going to bring this up, even though it was one of the topics that kind of fell off because I don't know if we were going to get to it, but I was watching David Goggins. If people don't know who David Goggins is, go look up one of his interviews. He's hilarious. I mean, he's not even a comedian. He's like a ultra marathon runner. He was like a Navy SEAL and a Ranger, and he was like
I would say he's an influencer now. You know what I'm saying?
He's a beast, man. But I love the way he thinks, and he's been through a lot of stuff. I've read his book. I think it was called Can't Hurt Me. I read his book like maybe a year or two ago, and I was like in shock almost the whole time. Like, is this real? And even on one of the podcasts that I heard him talking on, he was saying like, man, even when I'm saying this to you, he was like, it sounds like a lie. He was like, but I'm not lying, but it sounds unbelievable. That it does, because it's like, how can one person take so much stuff? And he actually put himself through a lot physically just to kind of like, combat some of the demons he had inside. But he is a real good source of, dare I say, I hate this word, motivation, because he's so extreme that it brings me back to like, yeah, what are you complaining about? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when I don't want to do something and I'll look up a Goggins podcast or, look at something on this page and I'll be like, yeah, you have to push yourself. So anyway, I've been on my Goggins recently.
Let me interject really quick because it's funny how just stuff happens or whatever. But I was watching this dude. I think his name is So True Q or something like that. But he's like on like a like a earthy vibe, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of like on an earthy vibe. But he's like into like intuition and stuff like that. But he does these lives sometimes where he just talks about just random stuff, right? And one day he told this story. Well, I like to go back and look at people's older videos too. If I like you now, let me go see what she was talking about, last year or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was watching one of his older videos from when he like first started or whatever, and he was talking about how he was like in this like rut of a situation in his life. He was trying to change a bunch of things, and it was like a lot of things happening in his family. He needed to provide for his wife and stuff like that, right? And I can't remember specifically the things that he was struggling with, but you get what I'm saying. Like he was in a point where he just something needed to make him change, or he needed
yes.
to. And he said that he was driving down the street, right? And some dude was running down the street, and he was like, "That looked like David Goggins." And so he's like, "Oh my God, that was him. That was him." Like he's talking to himself in the car or whatever. So of course, I'm tuned in now because I'm like, "Oh shit, you watch David Goggins? I watch David Goggins." And so I was like putting myself in the mindset of thinking of how cool it must have been in this moment that he's explaining. And he was like, he turned the car around, but he couldn't turn the car right around when he saw him. So he had to like go to the end of the street and turn around. And he couldn't find the dude or whatever.
Yeah, he was probably gone if it was him.
But then he did find him. Something told him to go a certain way, and he found him, and he literally approached them or whatever and got to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
what's up.
Thought that was tight. But anyway, I just want to interject that little.
You know what? That's cool. I'm sharing my screen right now because I just pulled up his Instagram, and I really do feel like, I mean, I know he's gotten a lot of followers now, but I just would really like to support him because I feel like for somebody to go through what he went through and then be willing to tell their story, and it's not like a super pretty story. I saw this one a little while back. This is just how crazy he is. This is what he does for fun, guys. He ties himself, like they do this, I guess, in the Navy SEALs. And he just goes out there and does this. And he used to be afraid of the water. He used to not be able to swim. And he has like, I forget what they call it, but like his body is not buoyant or whatever. He found that out in the SEALs. He used to have a hole in his heart. He didn't even know that. He went through like all this budge training. Anyway, I know a lot about him because whenever I'm in need of like some like kick in the butt type of motivation, I go look stuff up about him. But this is like the kind of stuff he does. This is the kind of stuff that he does like on a random day. Like I don't even know if he like plans stuff like that, but he's an ultra marathon runner. You see all of these pictures of him running because that's what he does. He's just like, and he talks about how he doesn't even like to run, but that's why he does it.
That's the crazy part. But let me interject something about him too. Like, okay, if you like dry humor and you are not offended by people telling you to get your ass up, then he's the person for you. I love his videos though, because it's like I usually end up being like, he got a point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
And I don't mind how like raw he is, but yeah, if you have
he be dropping gems though.
If you have if you're sensitive or whatever, then perhaps he's not, for you. But
he's definitely for you if you are that person who feels like all of the reason why you're not getting up to do something is somebody else's fault. Definitely go watch him.
Yeah, or if you feel like I think he's good for people who feel like they don't know what to do with their lives, or they feel like they're down on themselves and like, woe is me. I feel like he's the perfect person for that, to not even like compare themselves to, but just like take a listen to this. And one of the ones I was looking at him, I was looking at the podcast, I think it was Joe Rogan. He was like, the reality is anybody can do this, right? Like, he's like, I'm not particularly talented at anything. I refuse to quit. And I was like, man, when you think about it like that, you don't have to go as hard as he does. But when you think about the fact that you're capable of doing anything, and he's the proof. Like, he came from the absolute worst of situations in terms of like building self-esteem and like having things. And so I feel like, it's a good whatever. It's a good motivation.
Yeah,
so
shout
anyway,
out to David Jackings.
I got all on that. That's how my week went, basically. Just kicking my own self in the butt. I said that's basically how my week was, just kicking myself in the butt, motivating myself, like, yeah, you're gonna. And it wasn't even about, I mean, it's about a couple of things that I'm just, bringing change about my life. It's not like I'm, feeling bad or whatever, but I'm just like, this is the year. This isn't even the year. I'm not waiting until 2023 to start, doing what I need to do. And it's not even like I'm starting. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just, be better at this. And that's a couple of things for me. Number one is health. And you're gonna talk about that in a second, or unless you already did.
No.
Okay, so
what do you mean? You've been here with me.
Oh, okay. I thought you had that on there, but maybe that was an old topic.
Where?
Yeah. So basically, what's going on health conscious? So I know
I do have something to say about that.
You've been hitting it hard. You could see the results, and I'm just about to be all up on that train, all up on that bus. Like, I'm not waiting for January to be like, oh, in January we get in the gym. I'm in the gym
because
I got my medicine ball. I did something this morning with my medicine ball. I'm just on it, man. I don't care.
Listen, because what you're going to be saying in January 2023 is, I've already created a habit because I did not wait until January. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, what I want to say about that is just do the shit. Like, the reason why people aren't working out is because either you don't want to or you don't believe that you can. Everything else fits in those two buckets for me. Because at the end of the day, you do stuff that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a mobility issue, then that's different. But there's a modification for everything. I'm thinking about doing a video about that. There's a modification for everything. But so I missed. So last week, I only went to my class one time. That was on the Monday. And then I told myself, it's about to be Thanksgiving. I'll just eat, fine. I'll be fine, whatever. So I did not work out until Sunday. So I didn't work out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That was crazy. And so whenever I do that and then go back to get back in it, my mind is like, oh, well, we did this last week. And so we know we could do it. We've already done these exercises, but I have waited and I haven't done it in a couple of days. So I be in that joint struggling, picking myself up off the floor. Like, when we got to get down and do exercise on the floor, the getting up off the floor part, I'll be like, this should count. Because but anyway, yesterday, so this week, like I said, I've been doing the accountability class, and it's been forcing me to write stuff down because I want to have something to say. You know what I'm saying? When I join the meeting, or I just don't say anything. So, but I'm gonna talk next week. So more next week. But anyway, what I did with my exercises is I did not want to go at all on Tuesday of this week, Wednesday of this week. I was like, yo, did you eat today? Oh, no, you didn't eat, so you can't go. Well, you still have time to eat, so go ahead and eat. Well, So what do you? I was thinking about excuses of, well, I could miss today. I could miss today. I said no. So I would have to I was walking past the mirror and I said, look, we already said we're working out. Just fucking change your clothes and take your ass to the gym, because what I really did this week was every time I got there, I just let go of the emotion of me not wanting to be there. And me saying, oh, we're doing this exercise in my head, right? Oh, because sometimes when I see certain exercises, I'll be like, oh my God, why do we have to do that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Along with the treadmill. I hate the treadmill. I'll be like, why do we have to do that? But this week I took the emotion out of it, and I was just like, let me just go see what happens, because every day is going to be different. You might be strong. Oh my God. You might be stronger this day than you were the last day. And it depends on how you feel. You might be on your period. You know what I'm saying? Like just things matter. So I was like, I just got to go and try. When I did that, I felt so good about it. And then yesterday I even did a bonus because we were all working out. We had to do all these exercises as a group. But of course, everybody's doing it at their own paces. And sometimes it's harder for others to do stuff than others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I be just thinking about me, like how I'm struggling with the exercise. But yesterday it made me realize that everybody's in different places. You know what I'm saying? And you sometimes go into those workout classes with the thought that everybody in there is in better shape than you are. You know what I mean? And that's not necessarily the case. It just depends on how you're challenging yourself. So yesterday we were almost finished, and then there were 2 or 3 people that still hadn't finished. And so the instructor was like, well, how many do y'all have? And they were like, oh, they got the whole set. We had to do 25 of these touch your toes, leg lift. You got to lay on your back and then take your hand and lift your leg up to meet it, like toe touches, but you lay on your back. So I was like, all right, so we did ours. And then when they said that those people had 25 to do, I was done. So I was like, I said, oh, well, I only had 12 left.
Yo.
But I was like, I'm going to do it with them. And I actually did extra to support the people who were having trouble getting through their first set. And I was like, who the fuck are you right now?
Yes. Yes, and it's so funny going back to God, because it's like the stuff you could do with your mind when you just zone out. Because a lot of it is getting over what you think, right? And so for me, you're further along in your weight loss journey, but I have to trick myself. So a couple of things that I do just with planning in general. I always like to think 100 days out, like you're doing this for the 100-day faith, right? 100 days later. So one of the things I do almost on a daily basis is ask Siri what 100 days from now is. I think I looked it up today, and I think it's probably March 11th or March 13th or something like that. I can't remember, but I have this little magnet on my calendar at work that says 100 days better. So I just stick that on whatever, because I got those 3 or 4 calendars up on my wall. So it's just and I just like to think of that day, everything you do today and leading up to that day, you're going to be better that day because you're going to be 100 days better. That's one of my things that I do. But even in the mornings, I have to trick myself out of bed. I have to trick myself oh, just get up and go, get some water. Just get up and go to the bathroom. You're fine. And I'm like, we are in the bathroom. You might as well just put your workout clothes on. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go. You don't have to work out. Just put your workout clothes on. That is I do that step by step. Just put your shoes on. Or just pick up the basketball. Just go
That is exactly what you have to do. And it does not stop there, because if I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I'd be in class in a plank position trying to bust out push-ups that I can't fucking do. She's talking about 25. I know I'm only going to give you 12. That's all I'm going to do. But I'm going to try to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ellen.
I'm talking to myself the whole time okay, we could do it. You're not tired for real. Go ahead. Or think about this. Listen to the song she's playing. I literally have to talk myself through that. There's nothing wrong with that, but that is what you have to do, because just like you say, you're already in the bathroom. Why don't you just do this? Yes, that is how easy it is.
One little lie at a time.
Because
I think it's funny.
Because sometimes you just need to tell yourself, yesterday, I was like, okay, it's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? You did Monday, and you did Sunday. You went to the Planet Fitness on Sunday, and you did class Monday and Tuesday. You're good on today. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bitch, no. I thought about the fact that, and this is another thing that I use to trick myself, and I got it from you, but I have written out my week, because I'm doing the 12-week year again, but I wrote out my week, and I wrote out these boxes, right? And I said, I want to see my shit filled out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. That's instant gratification.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. So it's nothing wrong with talking to yourself, because I could have changed my mind up until the time I walked out the door. It wasn't until the last 15 minutes that I walked past the mirror and I was just like, you need to get your fucking clothes on. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do in that hour anyway? What is that hour going to save you? Nothing. Yeah. You might as well go do it and then come back and do whatever the fuck you were going to do anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They say you never regret a workout.
Ever. Oh my God. And I be feeling so good. And I am starting to see results now. And now my whole goal has changed. I started because I knew I wanted to get more healthy and I wanted to be in shape. But now I'm not even thinking about the like in shape part. I'm just like, I like how I feel. And I like the habit that I've created just and the people that I'm around when I'm doing it. It's like, that's kind of what I do it for now. So now when I don't go, I do feel bad because I know when I go back, they're going to be like,
where you been?
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
So anyway, but my point is, I said all that to say that, don't wait until January. If it's something that you want to do, you need to do it now. And if you have a problem figuring out how to start because you think it's going to be too hard, just inbox me on Instagram. I'm telling you, we can talk about it, or you can leave a comment in the chat or whatever, because that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? I got a video coming out talking about that too, because we are doing what, Faith?
We're gonna do Vlogmas.
I love how she be in my head. Nobody even thought about that, right? I nothing to do what I was talking about, but my sister knows what I'll be thinking of it. Anyway,
Vlogmas is bomb. Okay, so I gotta talk about this for a second, and this is good because it's like part of my whole shtick of like, this is not even like anybody's Vlogmas. This is just I just typed in Vlogmas. Hey, Ellen. But like I don't know any of these people. But I only brought this up just because I did have a thing to show. But my thing about it is that it's harder than you would think it is. And last year, if anybody has ever gone to my channel and scrolled around, which you should, but not for this, because this is like a fail. Last year, I have this like maybe 1 or 2 videos, perhaps 2, but at least one of me saying like, I'm gonna do Vlogmas this year, and it's only one video. And the video is so sad when you go back and see that I failed. And it's just like, I'm just gonna do it, and I don't care, and this is the first one. And it was like already like the 3rd of the month or something, and I was like, okay. I'm not, and I left it up there on purpose because part of me wanted to go. Actually, a lot of me, and I thought about it several times since last year. Like I need to go and take that down because I don't want anybody to see that I failed. But I'm like,
do not take it down
because there probably are a lot of you. It's staying up forever. Because you know what?
Stay up because you're not the only one. There are a lot of views. I was one of you as well because there's probably 2 videos on mine. I just abandoned it at some point.
And let's just go over why.
I put your channel in the chat. Hopefully it comes up.
Let's talk about why. Let's hit up with the real, because if anybody is thinking about doing this, that is on this, that is in the comments, if you've done this before, by all means, share tips and tricks. But I want to just get real and talk about how hard it is Vlogmas, because, and I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to do Planmas, which is like 31 days of planning. And I already actually used your tactic, which we didn't even talk about yet, but I filmed yesterday. So yesterday's filming is going to be my first day of Vlogmas. I'm going to edit it right away after this, and I'm going to put it right up. And I think it's a good idea what you said. I'm going to let you say it. But one of the reasons that I think it's obviously hard to come up with content every day and edit it and put it out that same day while you're living your life. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's an excuse. I think it's like a boot camp. And I think it's only going to make you better because you have to put it up whether you like it or not, whether you wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hold myself to like a brutal, like, harsh punishment if I miss a day, or if I'm not going to miss a day, but one of my joints might go up late. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's 1:00 in the morning. Like, it's not up yet. It's coming up now. But I think it's hard, but I'm willing to make I'm willing to make the commitment and I'm doing it. It's no way I'm not doing it this year. So what are your thoughts on Vlogmas and your tips and tricks?
I agree. I decided that I was going to do it as well, and because of the I forgot to tell you guys this because I just kind of went with my week, and so this is going to be the first time that you find out about this. But I joined the morning meetup, and so basically that's the accountability call that I do in the morning. So all this week I was listening to people ask questions and talk and stuff like that, and I was sitting here today, and I said I'm going to do Vlogmas. You know what I'm saying? I tried to do Vlogtober before. Well, I tried to do Vlogmas, and like you said, I have like probably 2 videos up that, because I was trying to do it real time. Like, here's the video for today. I'm gonna film it today, edit it today, and put it up. And that's unfucking realistic. And so one of the things that he was talking about in there this week was, so the way it's set up is they have topics, 3 days. They may have a speaker. And then it's question and answer for like the last part of the week. So you can ask him whatever questions you want to, right? And just listening to that, I don't even need to ask anything sometimes because I'm like, these are like shit's just coming out. But he was like, take a day and name it your content day. Figure out what you're going to talk about. Have your little notes or whatever. Get your 3 shirts. Hit the button. Record your video, hit the button, record your next video, hit the button, change your shirt, and do it all over again. Now you have stuff to edit. You have stuff to make snippets with. You have stuff to break down into different videos because you might record something for 30 minutes, but you could probably break that up into 2 videos.
Yeah.
So the point is to capture your content. This is for people who are busy and want to do, stuff like Vlogmas. Now, I am still a new YouTuber. I've been around for like 2 years. I don't know if that's still considered new, but I still got a baby channel, right? And the main reason for my baby channel is that I lack consistency. Let's just be real here. I'll be here 1 minute, we're doing this, and then the next minute it's like, where's she at? Don't
even talk to me about inconsistent because I gotta make up a whole new word for what I'm doing then.
So that's my action word going into 2023 is that I just need to be more consistent, and that actually is the key to the success that anybody has is that they keep doing something over and over instead of it's the fail part that messes it up. But so anyway, because I did the accountability thing, I really got a great idea for how I'm going to do my content now. And so I'm going to do Vlogmas, but it's not going to be about Christmas unless I talk about my favorite Christmas movies. I'm doing some other videos, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be a video every day. And I'm thinking that the answer to how to do it successfully with a life, you have to be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You have to be, because if something happens on one day and you can't do something, you still need to have something in your back pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so one of the great things that I've been able to do while I've been on here is that I've been able to learn from some of the content creators that do really well. You know what I mean? Like, of course, the Plains Jane is one of them. Like, she has her shit sewn up to a T. It's honestly how I see you becoming on the planning side once you start actually doing your videos. That's why I've been so anxious for you to get on here, because I think y'all birthday is like a day apart. But the way that she covers her stories, it's just packaged up really well. And so I can see you doing as much as you know about all of this planner world stuff.
Yes.
You're going to be
it's really sad, but it's not about to be sad because I'm about to hit release. I have at least like 30 videos on my phone, right, that I just have not edited. And that's where I get stuck. It's like I take B-roll, I do all this stuff, and then it's just like, oh, time to go to work or time to do this. And then it's like, oh, but I got another video.
It's still there.
I film so much, but I don't. I got to get over this, right? It's like,
punch fear in the face.
Punch fear in the face and press record. Sean Cannell.
You just gotta press the record button.
Yeah, and I have pressed the record. Now I need to maybe I just need to stop thinking that editing should be. Maybe I just need to give editing up, because
here's the thing. It depends on what you're trying to talk about. But when you talk about authenticity, that's kind of what people are looking for. And I actually saw a video on Think Media about that. They did an upload like last week, and there was one of their people talking about, if you have something that you can record and you're sitting there and you're talking and showing stuff, maybe it doesn't need to be edited. Maybe you can just show that raw footage because it's you talking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, if somebody wants to splice some stuff in, that's different. But every video doesn't have to be like that. And you know, from the videos that we watch, it's just people talking. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And what's funny to me is like, I have gone live a few times and I didn't have a problem with that. And that was really, you know, anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about Vlogmas. I'm about to kick my butt in gear, and then hopefully this, not even hopefully, let me speak it into existence. This is going to be the kick up and the start of the precursor of the new year. Like, okay, I did Vlogmas. Now that I've done a video per day, I can certainly do like 3 per week. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you will have so much content that you can use because, like you say, you still got old stuff that you can use. You know
oh my gosh, you have no idea how much. And it's just like such a horrible pattern to be in. But you know, at least I have somewhere to start. So
well, anyway, I'm excited, and I'm definitely going to promote it. And when you start putting your stuff out or whatever,
I have so many ideas. I can't wait to share some of the stuff that I actually be talking about all the time. Like this is gonna sound crazy. Well, no, it's not. I'm really into planning, and like my coworkers come to me about like, how do I plot this out? How do I do this? And I have solutions for them. I help people do things like draw mind maps, and I even help somebody pick a planner. She was like, this is working so much better for me than what I was doing before. I was like, I know, because I helped, like I knew what you were talking about. So I fixed you.
I'm telling you, all the stuff you know about this is gonna be. So that's the thing. Like I said, it's a bunch of content creators that I know that have large platforms that I learned from. And I told you who was one of them. The other one was Kamisha Reviews, because
yes,
teaches you how to just do the video, put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like record, go live. Like she's very encouraging, and she shows you how you can just completely just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about her. But there's so many others that I can name. But the thing that I want to point out with you is that, you know, you don't have to be something that everybody will watch. You know what I'm saying? Because you have knowledge of, you know, a lot of stuff, and your people are going to come and be like, oh, you know, I'm telling you, Faith, the stuff that she's showing me, I already know. And you just have to be Faith.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And I know you preach to the, I need to
Faithians will be very grateful.
What did you say?
I said your little Faithians will be very, you know, grateful to have your videos. I don't know what you're gonna call your people.
Whatever. I don't know. Maybe they'll be unicorns. I don't know. Maybe they'll be unicorns, but I kind of like Faithians. It seems.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, let's move on.
You better get to editing.
Yes, I'm so with you on that. And what is Vlogmas? Do you want to tell her?
So if you want to explain, you can. I just personally think that it's this is how I'm taking it. I'll look up the definition in a minute, but it's going to be a video every day in December. And mine is not going to be about Christmas. I'm just going to be using the Vlogmas hashtag to get views off people that are doing actual Christmas videos. And I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. That's my plan.
So the Vlogmas meaning is, here, let me bring it up to this. Okay, so it basically means okay, that's annoying. Tradition of YouTubers to vlog or video blog every day in December until Christmas. Okay, so I end up said 31 days in the beginning of this video.
So this is even better. 25 days. It's not even a full month. So we got this. Because the point is, you and me want to raise our consistency in posting. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like the first thing that is we need that. We need consistency. You know what I'm saying? Once you do that, like you said, the 3 videos a week won't be no problem because you just did it every day for 25 days. So I'm with it.
Yes. Okay, so I put something else up there, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about our next topic, which is escape. The drama continues. We talked about the dress a few weeks ago, and Demita, do you want to give us an update on what's happening? I know a little bit about it.
Did you see where they were like at the radio station or something like that? Just Jay said she loves your red glasses.
Oh, thank you, Amazon.
So they were at I don't know whose page I saw that clip on. They were at a radio station. It was Tamika, Tiny, and Candy. But I didn't get a chance to see when they recorded it, but basically it was like a little 2 or 3 minute clip. They were just asking them about the situation, about how, because everybody was wondering, her sister didn't tell her anything about the dress, but they didn't get into that. They were just saying that she did have a conversation with somebody and she showed them a swatch of her dress, but they didn't see the whole dress. And then Tamika was supposed to have a red dress. And then she was like, no, she shouldn't have a red dress. And Tamika ended up changing her color. But Tiny also said that she didn't, when they showed that clip of her saying, I love my girls, but she kind of turned her back to Latasha.
Yeah.
She said she didn't mean it like that, but she could see how it came off like that. But I mean, they didn't really say what I wanted them to say in that. They were just saying, you know, they did a lot of fighting. They don't really communicate like that or whatever. So I don't know.
So I heard, this is just word in the street. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, because I think you're going to say what I was about to say.
I heard that Tamika has a gospel album coming out, that she's not touring with them, but it's no, you know, people want to say it's no beef, but it's obviously something going on. If she didn't know what the dress code was, apparently.
Wait, Tamika or Latasha?
I'm sorry, Tasha. I'm munching. Tamika's. I know who Tamika is.
See, I can't understand what really happened on that either, because if
Latasha,
she said
the one with the green dress.
Yeah, I don't understand what really happened on that either, because either somebody talked to somebody and they knew or not. Like, and if you did have a conversation, why? I don't know. Did social media blow that up? Did social media blow up the fact that she had on a different dress? Because sometimes stories will take on.
I think they did. And maybe she knew beforehand, right? But for her to put up those pictures right after, or the screenshots of like, actually, my stylist did ask their stylist, right? Wasn't that her that put up that? Yeah. So I don't know if social media blew that up, or they maybe got over it or whatever. I thought she looked fabulous in this dress.
I thought she looked good.
So I was just like, oh, and then people was putting it out there like she was like Eddie from or what was it, from the Temptations or whatever. I thought she looked amazing. So it was not like a dig. Look at this dress.
Yeah, I thought she looked good. They said that too.
She looked amazing.
It was just like a communication thing, I guess. But
well, anyway, she's apparently doing a gospel album, and she's not going to be touring with the other three girls. But she, you know, I don't know if they have, you know, a feel in some type of way about that. But it's one of those things where, you know, obviously she. Come on, can I be real? Obviously, she is the best singer out of the group. They can all sing, but she's obviously the best singer. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie about this. You know what I'm saying? So she wants to go and get her Beyonce on. Why? Who are they to stop her? She can go and do whatever she needs to do, and hopefully
because of the album.
I think it might be some tension because, well, maybe not even just the album, just the fact that like, oh, you're not going to tour with us because you're doing your own thing. Well, we're not going to sit back and I'm making all this up, guys. Mm-hmm. It's just a logical conversation in my mind, right? Like, oh, well, we're not going to sit back and not go on tour just because you want to go and do your Beyonce. Like, we're going to go on tour just like we wanted to go on tour, and we're just going to tour without you. And I'm sure because there's such a, you know, part of our culture, that group was that I would go and see them without Latasha, but you know, maybe I would wait.
Like Latasha, I've always equated her like the jazz of Drew Hill. You know what I'm saying? You need those notes that they're going to provide. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see them doing that. But she said Latasha Scott and the Escapes.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, you know, listen, I wish them the best. I don't think this is going to be the end of them at all. I wish everybody the best on whatever tour they're going to be on. I think it's going to be a bomb gospel album. I'll be picking that up when that comes out. And I also heard some drama about her and her husband.
Now, I want to talk about Just Jay's comment. I didn't think their dresses was cute. I feel like Candy's dress looked the best out of the three. But I feel like, hold on, what do you want? Oh my God. Anyway, but yeah, her husband's stuff is coming out, but I don't know if that's true or not. Like,
I don't either. I mean, you know, I just know it's out there. I just said it because I know it's out there.
This is one thing that's going to lead us into the next topic we need to talk about, because why are you barking at me? Oh my God. Okay, so what happens is, like, when something happens, a bit of drama or something happens, right? There are these people who just kind of like latch on to the story, and then so hard that sometimes they might even be like, who can I be in this situation? Maybe I can be the mistress they're talking about, or maybe I can be this
Oh
person.
my gosh.
Or maybe I could just do something to troll. Maybe if she is in the situation she's in, maybe she is telling the truth, telling a lie, but she knows that it's going to get her 15 minutes of fame or whatever, right? Some people like, what do you call it? Attention, no matter whether it's good or bad. So I haven't looked into this situation, but I just feel like, come on now. The picture that she showed, I feel like was old. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I felt like I had a problem at first, like making it, like I didn't see the common denominator in the photos. I was like, so what is this? Like, why do they have these two pictures up? I'm not even gonna bring up the picture because I don't know who that lady is, and she's not on tour. So go write an album, lady.
On a dress.
Go write an album, lady, and get relevant. But I feel like, I didn't even know what her husband looked like, to be honest with you. And then when I didn't either. It looked like two different people at first. And then I was like, oh, okay, I guess it is the same person. But I also don't care because it's one of those things where, hopefully I never have to go through anything like that. But if you're in a marriage and you are going to go through stuff like that, then, it's kind of like your business. And,
that's the thing.
That's just what it is. It's like that you build a life with somebody and you're not going to let somebody, dictate how you deal with it. And so it could be something that already happened. It could be something that never happened.
See, that's the thing. You have to decide that you're not going to pay attention to shit like that, that you're going to be on say shit like that, because people are out here really doing shit just to cause divides against people. So like if somebody is like hating on their relationship, all they got to do is be like, let me put somebody out here to put some rumors out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? People, I don't know. I question everything these days because like you just can't believe your own eyes sometimes.
Did you see, this is a viral clip that I don't have it right now, but if I find it, I'm gonna put it up. It was like LeBron James ducking some groupies, and he went down the other side of the escalator just to get away from these groupies. I was like, he is a professional.
I mean, because he knows the bullshit. Because here's the thing: if I get beside you and you take a picture, you can use that picture wherever you want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta fucking just side eye everything until you get complete confirmation. Because what it's gonna lead me into is that I sent you and mommy an article a couple of days ago, right? Mm-hmm. An article that said that somebody had been arrested, right?
Yes. Oh, okay. That's what you wanted me to. Yes, let me bring that up.
But that's not true. Well, I'm not going to say it's not true, but we just don't have any proof other than that article, right? And so this is something that happens on social media with stuff, especially stuff like this, is that so many different stories are and conspiracies and like what ifs are like put out that everybody gets confused because not everybody's like you. Like you're going to watch a whole bunch of different people, or you're going to look at the news, you're going to read some articles.
It's not true.
Right? But everybody doesn't do that. Some people just, look at the first thing they saw and then they just go with whatever. And then they will, I don't have a problem with that. Everybody's going to think what they want, but to go down whatever the path in your head of what you think happened that didn't happen and say it is crazy to me. So, but anyway, so this is what happened. There was a journalist that was supposed to be like boots on the ground. And I guess we might have assumed that he was in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Because he's Mexican and he's got, the police report and stuff. So we're thinking, I could see how people would just be thinking, oh, okay. And so he proceeded to, he's reporting, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's like, is he telling the truth? Is he not telling the truth? I don't know. But I feel like I'm looking at him just like bloggers in America. You know what I'm saying? We just know who to watch when we see stuff. Like we know like, oh, this person is known for stuff like this. We don't know him. But a couple of people have welcomed him in and like interviewed him, which I have no problem with that either, because if you don't have a conversation, even if you agree to disagree, you're going to find out some information. You know what I'm saying? And we want all the information about this case. And so I I've been watching these things, but I am in the mindset now that I don't know if I can take his word for it. And I'm not saying I don't think he's lying, but I think that we just
I don't
need
know
to
who that
stick to
person
the
is, but I'm
fact.
just gonna bring up what
We need to stick to the facts of what we do know and just wait, because one of the things that people are talking about now is that, if they're saying that she might be detained, which is not the same as arrested, and then they're saying that, the FBI will put out mugshots, and when somebody get arrested, they will, you know what I'm saying? I've seen that or whatever. But one of the things that, I had to like kind of look up is like, can you call the FBI, or can you look up current information for a case that they're investigating right now? Like, and the answer is no. Like, there is a possibility that something did happen, but they don't have to come out and tell us exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so,
it would actually not be good for their case, for their investigation.
Right. So all we have to go on is, the things that we already have. And because it's so many details in it or whatever, it's so easy for it to just become like a complete circus, right? It's
yeah, it already is becoming that. It's crazy because when
people are making up mugshots to say that she got arrested, and
I can see what the motive for that would be too, right? Like, if I were being looked for, right? Hey, Tata G. If I were being looked for, if I were being investigated, I would want somebody to say she was arrested, right? Call off the search, right? And so I don't know if that person had anything to do with it, but seeing this, I don't know who this person is. I just brought this up because it's I guess the story. I thought that the person was arrested, and I was wrong. So,
yeah, I was wrong.
There's not anything.
I thought it had happened. It seemed plausible, but that's the thing. When you have stuff like this with so many intricate details, and the story is so like viral, and you have so many people talking about it, you have like so many different opinions, and it's hard to keep the facts straight when that happens, because now people are making videos about like the dude that broke the story, what's in his background, and now they're about to be talking about this the reporter from Mexico, what's his story? They're about to break him down. And this is like, yo, we just got to chill. We just got to chill. You know what I'm saying? We want information, but it just does us no good to just repeat stuff that we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that she was arrested is the stuff that people shouldn't repeat, but I'm just like, why is everybody so like, you shouldn't say this, and you shouldn't say nobody wasn't arrested because they wasn't arrested. Okay, if they wasn't arrested, like, I'm just putting hope out there. You know what I'm saying? That's not detrimental, but what you're saying about the case that is wrong is detrimental. Does that make sense? Like, okay, if she's not arrested, we still know they're looking for her. So she'll be arrested soon if she's not arrested, right? Or she might not even be arrested. She might just be detained, and we don't know. But the FBI doesn't say, like, I literally look up the specific question on their website, and let me go look at it again, because I thought I had this up. Oh yeah, I do. It's right here. All right, I'm gonna put this up real quick, because I was like, wait, will we know? Because we may not know. So all we got to
it's not like in America, right? Like it's a Mexican. It's the American FBI on the case.
So we have an extradition treaty, and we have so Mexico opened up the case because of the outcry of the American people, because they didn't even want to open the case back. According to them, she had died of alcohol poisoning, and that's where they left that. But because of that, they opened it back up, and they are cooperating. And basically, it's their fault, because it's like not their fault, but
but like they just let it go, just like
let it go. And they have so many people that were that now look corrupt, right? Because the doctor that supposedly was there is being investigated. The police are being investigated, and there's somebody else that's being investigated as well in the Mexico government. So like, you got to imagine they're investigating their own for corruption while they're trying to figure out what to do with the people. And they didn't even halfway understand the information, because it's kind of like a language barrier when it comes to certain things or whatever. And like, you got to think that they're, our U.S. people will go in, and I feel like I just have so much more trust in them to solve crimes than the Mexican people. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with this or whatever, but
well, I'll say, just because the way that it was left, and the fact that here's the thing, the things that we knew about it, the fact that they were like, oh, sure, alcohol poisoning it is, but then she has spinal, like, what? Yeah. Like, that didn't even make any sense. So the fact that they were willing to leave it there, that's where my trust in them stopped being, what I mean? Like,
they had done that, but then when the mom found out that when she found out about that, she was the one, I feel like, that asked for the autopsy, because they don't just do an autopsy. But she got another one done, I read in an article too, and hopefully we'll hear about that to see if that's true or not, because at this point I'm side-eyeing everything that I hear. All I know is FBI is on the case. But I went to their website and I was like, because I really want to know, like, how much we're going to be able to find out, because I really don't think that they move like that. But it says, this is FBI.gov, can obtain detailed information about a current FBI investigation that I see in the news. And it says, no, such information is protected from public disclosure in accordance with current law and Department of Justice and FBI policy. This policy, I can read y'all. This policy preserves the integrity of the investigation and the privacy of individuals involved in the investigation prior to any public charging for violations of the law. It also serves to protect the rights of people who not yet charged with the crime, which I don't give a fuck if she's protected or not. Any of them are protected, but that's the way the law goes. And so we might not get confirmation that she got picked up until balls are already moving. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel like by the time we find out, it's going to be more people involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, not more people involved, but she's not going to be the only one that's going to be hemmed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's how the FBI moves or whatever, but I just don't like that, some people are taking advantage of the fact that people are looking for answers in this, and then they're just saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the people who are like actually trying to get her justice, and giving real information. If they make a mistake, they, correct it and stuff like that, because it's just people out here that are just trying to do stuff to fit whatever the story is, because
yeah, and I feel like sometimes people just want to say anything, and that unfortunately takes away from,
it hurts the situation.
It takes away, because it's like anybody who, I mean, like, okay, this is a different situation, but like, remember how the whole Breonna Taylor thing went down, and that was such a slow walk. It's like all this other stuff was happening. Some people are getting, justice for what happened to them. But then I just remember, like, every other month something would happen, and then people would be like, and also, what about Breonna Taylor, though? You know what I'm saying? Right, it was like, I can't even remember. I want to say it took like a year and some change. Maybe, I don't even know how long it took, but it was like people people never lifted the pressure off. And, we never for once, we always knew that they weren't arrested. Like, there was no one. And if they did say that, then I didn't hear it. But like, there was no one out there like, oh, they finally got arrested, and there was no misinformation on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were waiting.
Like, that's the thing, right?
American journalism. But that's the thing,
right?
What are you gonna do?
This is the thing. This is the thing that's in my mind. You're right. Like, you're right. Like, but at the same time,
because you know what else we can do? We also know how to check our own records, right? Like, we can go log on to Maryland Case Search or wherever we got to go and be like, okay,
what about before it gets there? You know what I'm saying? Like, like, if you don't have a specific action to do with this person, like, this person's not arrested, but they probably need to be protected, or they probably need to be in a situation like, like when somebody does witness protection, we don't know anything about it because it's witness protection. Not to say that they're in witness protection, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just thinking, if they told us everything about the cases they're investigating, the world will be in a frenzy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how they tell us what they want us to know about the threats that we have. We get threats every day. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know about all of them, whatever. So, and one thing I do know is that the government is always good for a wild card. they're always good to switch up and say, this is the first time we're going to do this ever, and this is how we're going to do it. And your mind be blown like, oh, wow, they never did this before. They're about to do it now. So I just want to sit back and watch and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And I just would hate to be any of those Cabo 6 right now, though, because, you know.
Yeah, somebody's looking for me.
Like one thing, but the street is looking for y'all too.
The street is looking for you.
I don't know what's going on with them. Where they
for
hide.
Sure.
On top of that, if there's there is, and this is part of the reason why I think they didn't put a name on it, because they probably want everybody to be on pins and needles that's involved. Who are they coming to get, right? Everybody thinks it's the one person, but it's like, okay, who they staying with? Because I know if mommy found out that we had a warrant for our arrest, oh no, you got to get the hell out of here. You can't stay here.
I'm just telling you, your mother's not having that.
Involving yourself.
I've done watch way too many episodes of like ID channel everything that I'm like tainted, because I'm like waiting for somebody to like make a wrong move, and then next thing you know, it's like they get caught. So
see, that's the thing. They haven't done anything. They don't have any charges in America. You know what I'm saying? As far as we know, that's why the Mexican government had to open it up, because they did whatever happened there, right?
It was out of jurisdiction, right?
But if
what was the thing that guy kept saying? Jurisdictional something.
Oh, subject matter jurisdiction. Fucking Daryl Brooks. That was actually like, I was so embarrassed to watch that.
Because he was so cringy. He was so cringy.
It was just, I just kept looking at it like, what did he say that? Did he do that? Like,
I mean, he obviously was touched. Like, yeah. But anyway, all right, let me stop.
I don't know, but I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep watching and see what's going on or whatever. But I am not reporting on the situation. I'm just expressing how disappointed I am in the people who are like cropping together mugshots for some shit that ain't happened. Like, if it didn't happen, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Talk about something else. But it's just crazy. And then on top of that, the people who pretended to be some of the people, like, I don't believe that there's a voice recording that came out and it was like supposed to be Winter talking about what happened. I don't believe that shit for nothing, because who does that? I mean, they are not that smart, but still, I can't trust that, because I don't know if that's her. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's a bunch of people trying to just get their little 15 seconds of fame, or it's people who are guilty trying to throw off the scent, right? Like, so it's like, karma's gonna get you.
Yo, and it's gonna be televised. That's the crazy part. Like, how the fuck do you go from partying in Mexico to about to be in jail in Mexico? Like, it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen? And you're 25.
That's wild.
That's
all right,
crazy.
Look, I'm gonna glaze over this next topic because it's really not that important. I just thought it was interesting, and then we're gonna go right into the lamb dis. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I saw the little clip that they had on, what was the name of that thing? I don't even remember what it was called. It was called what?
Faith.
Yeah.
Start over because it cut out. Start over.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm going to glaze over this next topic because it's so, not really newsworthy, but I just wanted to cover it because I just thought it was funny. So I guess on the show called The Surreal Life, August Alsina brings out this person that's like, oh, so-and-so's teaching me how to love, and maybe it's not the kind of person who you think it should be. And I literally just saw that one clip because I don't watch that show. I don't know what it is. I don't really care. But it just reminded me of all the drama that was around the whole Jada Pinkett and August Alsina stuff when Will Smith was at the red table that time. And I was just thinking, I was just piecing all of these things together because you know what it made me think? Sorry, that's a timer. That's to let us know that we've spent an hour here. But anyway, it reminded me, you know how a bunch of thoughts rush your mind at once and then you end up in like a ball of laughter. It came to me at one point that what if all of this stuff was already in their, like they already had all this information, like Will and Jada and August and all that, and all of that stuff was just boiling up, and the slap happened and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I wonder if that's why he got from it. I made that in my head, and I'm like, a lot of times you don't know how much information. So I'm not going to tell all the business, but he apparently came out like, I mean, like, but not really. It was very like suggestive. What's that?
Because again, people be doing shit to get attention. I'm sorry, attention. I think 1, 2,
3. We're delayed.
And we got a long ass delay.
It's all
okay.
Good. Now, listen,
like this. So, okay, go ahead.
No. Okay. So I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to keep pausing and say, I think he said it in a way where it was suggestive and it was odd because it was like, why are you saying this like this? The way that he was piecing together the words, you know how you can tell somebody's lying because they're using too many words and they're maneuvering their sentence, like, you know what I'm saying, like with chopsticks and shit. Like he was just like all over the place, like, well, I'm gonna bring out the person, right? And I don't even know if he said person or he said individual or human or something like that. It was just like that I love, and maybe it's not the traditional love that you think. And I was just like, where is he going with this? And it came to my mind at one point that, okay, this is a publicity stunt, but then it just made me think like this is the chip on the back of the you know what I'm saying, on the back of the monkey that was standing on Will Smith's shoulder the day that he reached his hand and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, because it's like, look at how dumb you made me look, lady. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm like, you never know what a person's really going through.
Oh my God.
I took it all the way there. Left. Anyway, okay. That's all I got from that subject.
What is the thing? I do not fucking trust people, man. I'm so fucking jaded from just all of these things that happen in the world. I just side-eye everything internally. Yeah. Okay. And so I'm like, would he come out like that? What did he say? And then I was like, I don't fucking care. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I tweeted it when I saw it, and I didn't have anything to say, but well, alrighty then, because I don't know what to say to that. Like, I don't know. I did like August Alsina at first. I look back at my first video today, and I did a video that I'm about to put out soon for Vlogmas that I reviewed one or two of my old videos, and I was just like, okay. Oh my God. But it was around the time of that story of him and Jada Pinkett and Will Smith came out, and I had said whatever I said on that. I was just like, oh my God, look at me. Anyway, but August Alsina, I don't know, I used to like him, but now I'm just like, when he came on that time when they were talking about this on the Red Table Talk, when the Will Smith and Jada thing happened, he had on like whatever the picture was that he did recently around that time, like close to that time. It was like he did have on like a mixture of two different suits. He had his hair in like this twist out thing. Like he did look a little bit weird. I do agree with my commentary initially on that. But I used to really like him. Like I used to be on his CD. Like, you know, I used to love his CD.
Yeah, he's very talented. And I do think he has an artistic quality to him. I think, you know, a lot of artists express themselves in different ways, and there's the pressure to be, you know, unique. Yeah. So sometimes people take it to the nth, right? Trying to just be different, like, oh, I don't want to wear that. Give me that too. And it's just like, okay, you overdid it. But, you know, maybe that's just his expression, but it's just like, I think with this, it was obvious that he was piecing together a storyline that wasn't something that was authentic. Because if you were, you know, if this is what you wanted to say, just say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you taking this words? So it was odd. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and go right over that one, and we're going to go to the next topic, which is... wait. Hold on 1 second, because this is moving so slow. I forgot to show the picture. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still think he's a little cutie, but I don't know. Yeah, he's very attractive, and he's very talented too. And I'm not taking anything away from him, because I I don't even know if that's his boyfriend, honestly, and I don't even really care.
I mean, why wouldn't you just start dating whoever you want to date? Why do you got to make an announcement about it?
I feel like I don't know. Maybe that was a big thing to them if they really are dating, but I don't know if that was really his boyfriend because he never said those words. He was just like somebody who. And then I also thought that the hug that they gave was a little odd. Like it was odd. So anyway, enough. Yeah. That's 15 seconds is enough. The next story is that Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels will not be turning to Love and Marriage DC next season. But that is not necessarily sad news. And this is, something that we talked about at the end of the season last season where we did the reunion wrap up or whatever. And then shortly after that, I don't know if we covered it or not, but like shortly after that, there were rumors that Monique and Chris were going to be getting separated or something like that. And then they put out this weird message, like basically negating it, but not really saying it, but just basically like making the point that like we're standing right here together, like we're not breaking. But nobody ever said they weren't breaking up, so it was just odd. Also, there were some moments on the show where I felt like, oh wow, that's pretty serious. Like this might be, it for them or whatever. But, I don't know those people. So who knows if they're going to make it or not. What I do know, it has been confirmed that they won't be returning. But who will be there is Joy Carter and Clifton. Joy and Clifton. I call her Joy Carter because this is her page that I'm about to show. But Joy and Clifton from
Ready to Love.
I love them. I can't not love them.
I know. So I do dope. Like their vibe.
They're so dope. So this is her page, and it's another picture that I wanted to show of them too. So there apparently it's rumored that they're gonna be on there, which I think this is funny because these are pictures of when I think this was when DJ Quicksilver, I don't know when this was, but I know DJ Quicksilver got a street named after him. And this seems like that day that happened. Oh yeah, it says it right there. You got your own street. Yeah. Because I just, for some reason, I remember like that outfit or something like that. So this is Clifton hanging out with the men from there. And it is a small area.
So it is a small area.
But and this is her recap. I was like, yo. So, I'm ready to see this. This is
so after they do after they did Ready to Love, right? Like the whole purpose I feel like behind Ready to Love, people want to find love, but there's a network there. Like it's a sense of networking there because now you are among a cast of other people, right? And then it's the network of OWN, and so you can be leveraged across the network, right? Because you might be in the same room with some of these people. So as soon as they got off of Ready to Love, they've been hanging with Irana and Jamie. They've been hanging with them. They went to a basketball game the other night. So I seen them on Instagram or whatever. So I figured that they were going to be a friend to the show, meaning we would see them on the show. I didn't know they would officially be added to the cast. So that's tight, right?
I love it.
Because I feel like they fit in. I mean, she already knows like I said, Arena, because they've been hanging tight. So I'm here for it. I can't wait.
And I would imagine like her being a performer in this, if she was working this area, you're gonna run into people who who
already know
who are on the scene and on the entertainment scene. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she probably knows all types of people.
And then now they engaged. They got a great story. So I could definitely see where they fit in.
I love it. I can't wait to see
her jeans. Who is that?
They have an amazing energy. I don't know who that is.
Is that why they look like
who's this person? Is this her? I'm just gonna click on her thing. This is the person. Fun Time Moms.
Okay. No, I don't know her, but she looks good with Ashley and Arena. No shade to the other girl. I thought she was somebody else.
So that's that. I can't wait to see it. I don't know when it premieres, but I'm really excited to think about that. Okay, now we're gonna jump over
the other ones, the other people who was added.
The Duncans.
I think the Duncans were added too. I think they were added. So the Duncans are, if you remember, maybe like a couple of years ago, they did like this wedding. It was Forever Duncan, and she was dressed in a black
yes,
dress. And now, so she's Sherelle the trainer. So she been doing that for years or whatever. Her ass is funny as shit. I feel like she's like another level of Ashley. She's not the same as Ashley, but they got the same kind of personality. So that's gonna be tight. But yeah, I love them. And then her husband is, he's Boo from the is it Mambo? What band is he in? He's in a band. His name is Boo.
I definitely know exactly who you're talking about. I was trying to hurry up and get a clip, but I couldn't find one. So, but yes, I know exactly who they are. Sherelle, like I've been following her for a long time. We both have. You knew her way longer than I did, but yeah, that's gonna be bomb. That's gonna make me biased on this show. Like I already love Arena.
It's gonna be tight, so I'm all here for it.
That's gonna be a bomb cast. Like I'm gonna love all the couples. It's wild.
I mean, because I already like Ashley and Quicksilver, right? Yeah, like I already like Ashley and Quicksilver. I like Arena and Jamie. They're gonna all be fun couples. So I think it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna try to make sure I keep up with the reviews this season, because that was another thing that I abandoned. So I'm working on my consistency. That's the whole theme for next year. Anyway.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he's in Mambo Sauce.
Got it. I'm so sorry, y'all. Sometimes I'll be so in my comments, in my head, that I don't even be looking at the comments, and then sometimes I'll look back and I'll be laughing because y'all are hilarious in these comments. Okay, so Demita wants to give us some holiday safety tips based on what's happening with some of these Uber drivers, and so this is a quick public service announcement.
I see that article at because I sent it to you.
Like, you did?
Yes, definitely. Let me see.
People be out here.
Okay, basically, I just want to say, especially to my ladies, right? Sorry, we got a delay. Go ahead, Faye.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna find the clip. You go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm lunching.
I can hear you.
Okay.
It's cool.
No.
Just keep going. Whenever you hear my voice, just keep going.
Okay, so I just want to basically say, ladies, keep your head on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? Because people are doing some crazy shit. Okay, always watch your surroundings. Make sure you park in a lighted area. Don't pull over nowhere unless it's public and well lit. But one of the stories that I saw, and I don't have the article to show you, but I'll tell you, and then maybe you can Google it and you'll find it as well. But there was an article I saw where a person was carjacking the Uber driver, robbing him, and then taking the car and riding around acting like they Uber and robbing people who actually believe that they're Uber. So at first I was like, well, how the hell did they know where to go and get these people? But then I was like, well, I guess they don't need an app if they have the Uber side in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dummies that will just get in any car to say they Uber and they're trying to go somewhere. But so just be careful, watch your surroundings, don't let people get too close to you, still maintain a 6-foot distance when you out there. It's about to be Christmas. Like, just watch your surroundings or whatever, because people doing the dumbest shit. Okay, that's my public service announcement for today. Pretty sure I'll have another one before Christmas gets here, but that's what I wanted to say.
This is wild. I just found something, but it's not Instagram, and I couldn't find a thing. But I already know there's been a lot of crazy stuff for years that have happened around the holidays. People just be looking because it's a time that we're even more distracted than we normally are. So I definitely agree with you about keeping my head on a swivel. I had to check myself earlier because I was like head down in my phone, and I'm like, yo, I'm not even paying attention. Somebody could just come up and just clock me and I'm done. Like, let me just pay attention to what I'm doing. And this is the time of the year where people are expecting you to be distracted. So yeah, we definitely have to keep safe on that. With that said, I guess I'll go to this one last thing and then I'll give a shout out. This is
okay. I don't know if they can hear us because we got like this like sticky dialogue right now.
Oh, I can hear you, but I guess I
I'm gonna
can't
let you
hear
go.
you. Okay, so I'll just say
Happened.
this. This was a post from Jamel Hill, and it's from the sources of Federal Reserve Board survey. Now, they're saying that the median wealth of Black households in the U.S. is $24,100, and the median wealth of white households in the U.S. is $188,000, $200. And guys, I have so many thoughts about this. First of all, if you've never been to you probably already know this, but if you've never been to the African American History Museum, this is gonna just, it's gonna make you upset when you walk over that first floor at the bottom. You start at the bottom and come up. I've been there about 3 times now, and you see how much money. I'm going straight here. Forget it. I don't care. You see how much money was made from, trading slaves, and you see how much money was made from the free labor of picking cotton and cotton milling and doing all of this stuff. Like, you see how America got rich, how America straight got rich. We got this. You know what I'm saying? It was the best supply and demand situation you could ever think of. And then the slaves were released and then not told for years later, which is whatever, but and got nothing from it. So this doesn't shock me. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't shock me at all. It was 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, looks about right to me. So it sucks, but this is one of those things. It's like a real, conversation that we don't really have a lot. And I think about it often. I'm not say often. It's not like daily. I wake up but it's one of those things that I think about sometimes. Okay, yeah. When people say that, that there's such thing as privilege, and that it's very real. So this didn't shock me. It was something I thought was brave. I don't want to say brave, but Jamel Hill put it up, and it's something that a lot of people aren't really focused on, but it's something that, is a good thing for discussion. So I just want to bring it up, and just because she was discussing, I was like, well, we should. I also was looking at the comments.
Good. I don't know what's going on over here.
Oh, it's all good.
Really, I hope me that's having issues.
I hope that I kept the conversation going.
You did.
But
thank God for you.
So look, this is the conversation, and I actually wanted to bring this up, and it goes into my next shout out, but I do want to give you a chance to react to this. What do you think?
I think that looks about right.
Yeah. I'm I don't know what to say about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not angry about it, but it looks accurate to me, and I have a few reasons as to why I think that it's still like that. Anyway, it kind of brings me to a person that we have been. Well, I can't say me, but Demeter's been connected to for quite some time, and I've met her twice. And brilliant young lady. She's made a business for herself. Her name is Kezia Williams. You can follow her on Instagram at Kezia MW. And I think this might be her latest post, actually. Makeup bomb, hair bomb, loving it. But that's not why I brought this up, but I just love this shot of her. She actually built a business. She built a couple of businesses, actually. But
look at her title of that post.
Did you say?
Look at her title of that post.
I know her location.
Yeah, location. Yeah.
So, but anyway, she was saying that. So, if you go back to her page and read this post, she talked about how she built her business. She was working a 9-to-5, and she was collecting assets, and she built her whole business by just years of sweat equity and making sure she was attaining assets and not liabilities, and making sure that she was paying off her debts. She did a whole bunch of strategic stuff. And I felt like this was definitely worth sharing. If you haven't heard of her, please, please, please go and follow her, because she always is giving advice on like building an LLC, doing something for your business, how to start, or how to do with your money, start an LLC for your family. Like, she posts about a bunch of stuff that is like real, relevant, true stuff that people don't really think to do or know or go in search of. A lot of information that she has, and I definitely enjoy following her. And I've actually put some of the stuff that she's put out there into play, and very slowly. I don't have any returns yet, but I've definitely followed a couple of her pieces of advice. And just a shout out to her for just doing, like, this is an example of how you can do something for your community. Like, she's not running for president or yet, but she's not gonna move a mountain necessarily. Or maybe she might, but she started with educating people in her community. And that's actually how I first came across her, through Demita. But I love...
That just goes to show you how somebody can keep doing stuff to move those rocks, and then somebody cannot, because whatever we were doing back then, we stopped doing it to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Probably fucking life, survival, whatever. But it's just, interesting to watch that. And if any of you are familiar with a couple of months ago, or maybe a year, I don't know if it's been a year yet, but there was a viral news story about some dude coming to somebody's house. The girl was on the porch trying to get the dog back in, and dude, like, her Ring camera recorded him. He had zip ties in his pocket and stuff. Basically, he tried to like invade her home for like 15 minutes. She was waiting for the police to come or whatever. But this is her. It just so happened that she had like a big platform that she could, send it out and tell people what happened or whatever. But it turns out the dude was like mentally ill, and it was a whole long story or whatever. But again, be safe, y'all. But yes, definitely follow Kezia Williams, Professor Keys. That's what people call her or whatever. But definitely.
Yeah, she's a beast. And yeah, I guess that's our only thing for today. We could probably save the rest of these topics for next week. They'll still be relevant then.
Yes, they will. And we tried to keep it to an hour, but we had to get all of our stuff out because we just had to talk about the stuff that we talked about. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely make sure you look out for our Vlogmas videos. That means we have to, well, this one counts for me tonight.
No, that's right. Well, mine's coming out later. I already recorded it. I'm about to get to editing. So yes.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's cheating. I'm actually going to post the Vlogmas video tonight. Okay. Anyway, so like, share, subscribe, follow us on IG. Our IGs are at the bottom, and I put Faith's YouTube channel in the chat, and I will post it in the description after we are done. So you take it away, sis. I don't have nothing.
I'm so glad we're back, guys. We're going to be back probably for, look, we're doing Vlogmas, so we're here until at least Christmas, okay? On our channels, but like we'll probably do like 3 shows, and then I think we'll probably take a couple of weeks of break over the holiday, but I'm looking forward to coming back next week, talking about whatever's happening except for what Kanye West is doing, and just uplifting I don't know. We might have to touch on that at some point, but not tonight. I'm so grateful y'all joined us. Y'all are hilarious. Our co-hosts. Y'all are our co-hosts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I look forward to those comments. All right, y'all. We're going to see y'all in the next video.